Hello, this informal video will explain how to merge two patient records. For example, I'm going to do a search real quick for Anthony Miller because I have two records for him in the system. So let's just see this, and now you can see there are two. If I click this button right here in the upper left, I go to a different Anthony Miller, and I may have some information in this record that I want transferred to the other one. For example, I don't want to keep this record, but that invoice right here, I don't want to have to re-enter that. And I may have a chart note like this, or maybe more than one. I may have an audiogram or some hearing aids, etc. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the original Anthony Miller. This is the record that we want to keep. This may have some appointments here, and we're not able to transfer appointments from one patient record to another, but there is a way that you can do that by going to each appointment and selecting the correct Anthony Miller in that list, especially after you delete the Anthony Miller that you don't want anymore. For example, when we're done, we're going to delete this Anthony Miller, and then when you go to create or change an appointment, you can select the correct Anthony Miller, and that appointment will then go over to his record right here. So we're going to be able to transfer the rest of it pretty quick. And to do that, you want to start out by choosing the one you want to keep, and copying the key number or just writing it down on a piece of paper. And then you're going to go to the next Anthony Miller that you don't want to keep, but that you want to transfer to the other record. So now that I'm here at the one I don't want to keep, I'm then going to come up to what's called the layout menu in the upper left here. I'm flashing the button there. And when you click on that button, you'll go about halfway down to Merge Patient Records. On this screen, I'm going to paste in or type in the key from the Anthony Miller record that I want to keep. And I could individually transfer down here. You may be able to see just barely me flashing this button here. I could transfer just one address, hearing aids if there are any, etc. But in this case, I want to just do it all at once. So I'm going to click the red button here in the upper right area called Merge All to Selected Patient. That will then transfer all of this information. And there we go. It's pretty fast. And it takes me back here to the second Anthony Miller that I want to delete. Make sure that you're absolutely on the correct Anthony Miller or patient that you don't want. Let's go back to this one, and I want to keep that. I don't want this. Notice he no longer has an address because it's been transferred. And that may be a duplicate address, so you can actually just delete that later. He no longer has a phone number or other information like a chart note or a hearing aid if there was one there. But if you have permission to do this, you may not have permission or rights to do this, but if you don't, please ask support at HearForm and we can help you with that as long as we have permission from the business owner. I'm going to then click Delete This Patient. Do you want to delete the patient? Yes, I do. And then I'm going to go back, and it takes me to the very first record in the system. That's a little inconvenient, but I'm going to do another search for Ant Mill. And now I only have one record that shows up when I do a search for Anthony Miller. His balance is a little bit higher because he now has 3 invoices instead of 2. He has 4 chart notes instead of 3. And notice this one here says, this is a chart note that I eventually want transferred to the original Anthony Miller. So that's how you can just transfer that pretty easily. You just have to get that unique identifier number, copy that, go to the one you don't want, and then that one's gone now, but then just come to Merge Records, paste that in here, and click merge on the record you don't want to keep anymore. And it's pretty much that simple.